Excellent. Jackie, maybe you want to start. We take your feedback and then maybe we show you some stuff if you want.
Yes, I want to share my screen, but
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the load. Or maybe I could just do it with one screen. Okay. So there's a couple of web browser automation tools that I've used. I know you guys probably know of Axiom AI, which is okay. One of the problems I have with them is the user interface is really annoying because it covers half of your screen, right? And these are all my tabs. And then you can't move the screen. And then it doesn't always capture the CSS or the XPath. And it's not point to capture, which is really annoying. So I don't like them.
Okay. This is a browser extension?
This is a browser extension and on-prem extension. Or no, Axiom is just no, they're do on-prem and browser extension.
Okay.
Atoma is just browser extension with Chrome specifically, but I do like Atoma's user interface. So it can do recordings of clicks and interactions on the web page you're on and build the automation based off the recording, which is really cool. And my favorite thing is the element selector, and this is what I wish you guys had. You
Yeah,
point this to what it is that you want, and it captures whatever CSS, and you can copy and paste the different sections
yeah.
and change it to XPath, and then it will be pasted into one of these workflows. So let's,
Yes.
and then it's drag and drop pretty much. The whole thing is drag and drop. What I don't like about this tool is there's no Zapier integration, no make.com integration, no API integration. The triggers are limited to manual, cron job, context menu, specific day, browser startup. Like, I don't like that. And it does do cloud browser automation. So it doesn't open up a physical page on your computer to slow it down, which is nice.
Yes.
But it's also annoying when it doesn't work and it doesn't notify you it doesn't work.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
And this tool, they stopped developing it. Like, they were doing such a good job and then they
Yeah.
just stopped developing.
The interface and the blocks they look neat.
Yes, it's great. I wish you guys looked like them, but with the better capabilities you have.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Actually, Honore started to work on this.
Perfect. And then there was another thing for. So you guys have the Zapier and make.com integration, which is great. And then triggering some of the capabilities in your web browser bot is good. One of the issues that I kept running into is connecting you guys to a scraping bot on my end. So through, I have a client who specifically scrapes 5,000 websites per month and captures that data and pushes it to the CRM. I was able to connect some of that information to y'all's bot, but then it broke for some reason. And I kept trying and trying, but I couldn't figure out what I did wrong because I don't think it was a solution issue. But there's not a lot of troubleshooting.
Yes. Also, there is a bit of a learning curve because we have some weird approaches sometimes. But do you want to show us or share the project, and then maybe we can look at it with Honore and tell you some quick fix, maybe?
Actually, I can't show you the projects just because I have another one being tested on my backend right now. And if I
Okay,
open
no worries. Yeah, it will crash, no problem. So maybe when I show you some stuff on the screen, you will realize how we use RTILA and probably will give you some ideas
yes,
on how
please.
you go. Yeah. Yeah, this is very good. You have some more feedback?
Um, I actually wrote down a feedback list, so I'll share it with you after this call.
Yes, excellent. So we have a historical weakness with RTILA, which is the user interface and the documentation. And we've made some progress, but until this new version, the V7, our user interface was not really ready for changes, and we were more focused on speed, stability, and the power of the tool. but Honoré is starting to create some. We want to have something a bit like Zapier, you know, that can guide you through the steps of configuring every command, and in a more Web 2.0 way. And once we have that, then we are studying how to bring back. So we used to have a flow block by block, you know, like you showed Anama, I think it was called, the one you showed.
Automa, yeah.
Automa. We used to have something like Automa, not as good looking as Automa, but it was something similar. We removed it, and now we're waiting to have some more maturity to bring it back. But we just had to go through a lot of things and make some priorities. The latest priority we had was how can we pivoted actually. We decided to pivot to be more and more integrated with AI models, especially the local AI models. So we already have integrations with the cloud ones, Claude, OpenAI stuff, DALI, ChatGPT, BERT, Honoré, maybe I forgot some, Perplexity, and a few of them. But we love Llama 3 and the local models as well. And I wanted to show you something maybe on my computer.
Yes, please.
Yeah, cool. I'll do the share screen, entire screen. All right. Okay. Have you already played around with the local LLM, Jackie?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. It's really nice. So I'm gonna show you here how we do it. So once you install the Llama, and Llama is actually very easy to install. I'm gonna close everything. But what you basically need to do is you just go to Llama, llama.com, and are you on Mac or Windows?
Mac.
So you just go and download, so for Mac, yeah, that can work. It will be a bit slower, but you just download the Mac version, you install it on your computer, and once you install it, it will give you a local IP address for you to ping Llama and interact with the Llama API. And then Llama is kind of an interface to use any local LLM, and then you can download some models like Llama 3.1, Llama 3.2, Gemma. There are so many open source free models, and then RTILA is able, through the Llama API, to interact with the AI model, send them prompts, get the answer, take it back, put it wherever you want in a CRM, blog post, or anything like that. So once you install Llama, then you just launch it, and you launch it with the command line, and you just do Llama serve. So now it launches Llama as a server, and this is the IP address I was telling you. You see here?
Yeah.
And then there is a port. So we have already a template that is ready, that is called, we called it RTILA. So we have this API bridge command that allows you to almost build your own Zapier inside RTILA, because we have this API command that can connect to any external API, send it queries, and get back the answer without paying per task.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it gives you more flexibility and shows you, and reduces the cost. So I'm gonna open this project and show you just the basics of it, and then, no, I'm gonna run it so you can see what it does, and then we can show you how we built it to give you some more ideas. So I created the list, which is a loop with 10 keywords, and I want to use my local AI to create a small SEO description. So I just create this loop with the 30 words. I could import a file with thousands if you want. Even here you can put 1,000 lines, it will deal with them. But if you have more than 1,000 lines, it's better to use the file. So I create this loop, and then I can choose here, I have a static value where I put the name of the model, and I have a few models I installed here: Gemma, Llama 3.1, Llama 3.2, Mistral, and Phi. So I can experiment with different AI models, and depending on the task and the prompt, you get different results. So I'm using Llama 3.2, which was just released last week by Facebook, and it's very powerful and it's fast. And then here is your prompt. So the prompt is create a 50 words definition of this keyword. And then here I call the current value of the list. If you saw, we can use this curly bracket, the name of the variable, and then curly bracket close. And I just want the description without any comment or explanation. So this is like what we call the configuration folder, so that it's easy for the user to change the prompt and change the model and change whatever you want to send with the prompt. And then what we do is that this is the command I told you, the API bridge. It's almost like how you call it, that tool, Honore, that you use to test APIs, the Postman something.
Postman, yeah.
Yeah.
Postman.
Yeah.
So it's almost like kind of a Postman, but is that you include in your flow, and you put the endpoint. So in our case, this is the Llama local address on my computer, and then we call the /API/generate endpoint via post. There is no authentication, and then here the model, we grab it from our variable called model name, and the prompt, we grab it from the prompt. So you don't need to touch this as a user when you download the template, because you just have to configure the configuration folder. And what we do is that we send this through the API to the local AI, and then we are grabbing the response back from the API. We're grabbing the response JSON value, and then we use this alert. This alert command will just display stuff on the screen as a pop-up. So I'm just displaying the current value of response, of the response variable. And then I want to extract the results, and I extract the results here. First, I want to save the keyword that was sent. So I just save the default value from the list, the current value from the list. And here I get the current value response that comes back from the local API. Oh, I heard myself. Sorry if I go fast, but let's run it and see how it goes. Okay. So right now it's already querying the local API, and if I put here, you can see that there is a query. The first it's handshaking and starting the API. I'm gonna make more, and you see I got the response here. I got the response. So we have digital advertising refers to the promotion of products. That was the first keyword. Now I just say okay, it's gonna send this next prompt. Then we got the description. Next prompt, we got the description. You see it's super fast, and we don't have to pay anyone. We don't pay to OpenAI per query. We don't pay to Zapier, and we can do thousands. Here it's like going slow because I have this alert. I need to get it out manually, but once you're comfortable, you can remove the alert, and then it goes very fast. So now it's finished, and you can see here the logs, and you can see that every query took less than 1 second to get the response from Llama 3.2, which is quite good for, let me show you. Do you see here my screen, my computer? So Llama 3 is running on this graphic card, which is an RTX 3090. I think in the US you can get it for $300, this graphic card, and you can run your AI locally.
That's awesome.
So now I can go back to RTILA and look at the results, and I have my 10 keywords, and you can see here these are our keywords. So I'm going to reduce this. So we have keywords and description, but you can do the same by creating a whole blog articles of 500 words, and you give it to the local AI, and maybe you can process thousands and thousands per day. So that's one way. And sorry, I don't see you guys anymore, but do you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I want also to show you, if I remove the alert message, I don't want the alert, I just wanted to do the automation fast. I save, and now if I launch it again, sorry, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you the GPU being used and the queries. Sorry. Let's do that here. Let's run it. I'm going to put the window here, the GPU here. You see my GPU is running right now. This is RTILA querying to the API, and it's already finished. So it did the 10 questions already. Now it's finished. It took 13 seconds, so like almost a second per question.
Wow.
So this is like for text generation. And then I can show you something else if you want. But do you have any question for this one so far?
No questions yet.
Okay, let's look at the second one. I don't know if you followed also, Facebook released Llama 3.2 vision, which is a vision model, so it can take images and interpret them and tell us what is happening in the image. I think it's like Azure computer vision. But now we can do it locally without having to pay to Azure any fee. So we have this template here called Llama 3.2 Vision, and it's using the 11B model, 11 billion model. I just need to launch it. So first I'm gonna stop the Llama server, and I'm gonna launch the clean UI interface. So I have to cd clean UI. Sorry, and then there is a very good tutorial. I will share it in the description and in videos so this is a tutorial for clean UI. It's a UI interface to use Llama 3.2 11 billion vision. And then once you follow all these steps, which are very clear, then you come here and you can launch, you can activate the local environment, which I'm going to do right now. So I Control V this, and then I launch the application with this. Now it's going to launch the user interface of that AI vision model interface. Okay, it's loading it. Do you do a lot of e-commerce, I think, Jackie, no? And search engine optimization?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the weaknesses that I remember in e-commerce, because we're so lazy, is that we don't do the alt tag description for our images, and sometimes we get penalized. So I did a small automation, and you see, once you launch the clean UI, you get also this URL, which we are loading in this template. So in this template here, now that it's launched, I start with this URL, which is the local clean UI. And now I have my RTILA flow, where we have this RPA command. I don't know if you used it, but we can specify a folder, and then it will get the file path of all the files that are in that folder. So in this particular case, I have this folder called images-download, and RTILA is going to go and get all the file path and feed them into my loop. So that's what get files path does. And then get file path, I will feed it into my list command. So it will fill up here all the file path. And then again, like I did before, now we have a loop. So the loop will take the image, will upload it right here, and then we'll input the prompt here, and then we'll wait 3 seconds, and then we'll click on the generate button. Very simple flow. And now I'm going to show you how it does the job. And now I'll launch it. I think we have 6 images. So it loaded the first koala image. And here it's already processing it. It takes about 14 to 15 seconds per image. So I calculated we can do 3 images per minute. So that's like 3,600 images per 24 hours if we are to run it 24 hours. So we got the description. Now we go to the second image. Here I think we need to see, Honoré, sometimes this interface, we just need to load the image. Some formats, they don't load properly, but they are sent to the AI. Jackie, my screen is still appearing?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm looking.
Yes. So you see, the good thing here with RTILA is that, I mean, with web browser automation, is that we can interact with this AI model even if there is no API. We can just interact from the user interface. So I'm going to let it do the last images.
So just to finish, or like
Yeah.
make building faster, do you think the pointer that I showed you for the CSS capturing
Yes.
works? The copy, okay, perfect. Because I was not sure and I did it manually last time. I was like, this is annoying,
Now I'm
but
gonna
I'll
show
do it.
you. I'm gonna show you how it works and also the recorder, but also the limitations that we have at the moment and how we think we're gonna address them to get your feedback. I think this is the last image or the before last image. I don't know if you have some use cases for this. There can be different things.
Ew. In the pack industry, there's a company that makes memes out of
Oh,
you. Yeah, they generate memes manually right now using AI, but this is exactly what I need to automate for them, which
oh,
is funny.
excellent, excellent. And we also have, we can do another automation that uses stable diffusion to create images out of prompts. So this one does image to text, but we can also do text to image for free and locally. Okay, I think this is also the one before
Oh,
last. It's cute.
that's so cute.
I put a lot of images. And this is probably the last one. Yeah. And then if I go to the results now, and if I let it run overnight, I will have for all my images, the file path and the file name, and then the description that I got. And either I can do another flow inside the flow to push this into the image description on a WordPress or Shopify website, or we can use this CSV Excel and then import it, whichever way is good. Any question, Jackie or Jan, in terms of use cases or things that we could improve?
I'm just blown away. That's all.
Use cases.
Yes.
So you know how some tools can only integrate. I would like to automate the process of integrating my clients' tools to Zapier or Make.com.
Okay.
Is it possible?
What are your client tools?
Oh, it ranges. So like sometimes it would be login specific depending on Zapier or Make, because some of them make us log in. And then some of them is just capturing the API and copying and pasting. I know that's possible. But let's say, could it log into its own Google Chrome
Yeah.
and do that?
Yes,
Okay.
we have a very good integration with Incognito browser, where you can create a session with secure websites, and then RTILA will kick off Incognito and load whatever profile you have with that Google account, and then automate that account with the session alive in it. You can also use RTILA to create the session, log in, and then the next time you launch the automation, it will not need to log in again. But if you can share a flow or maybe how you call it, a screen recording, we can help you with the first version of the flow.
I'll do that this weekend because that was what I was going to do this weekend anyways. And if you guys can make it better, that'd be great.
Yeah, we're happy to show the way forward. We know that at the moment the learning curve for RTILA is a bit tough, but we're happy to help with the first ones. Did you see the Skool community course that we have?
I did. I was watching your videos. I saw your face all last weekend.
Okay, I hope I didn't bore you to death.
No, you didn't.
Excellent. So maybe I can jump and show you the small pros and the small cons of our selector.
Yes.
So let's just call this Google search, and I create a new project. Okay, so we have here in the automation panel, you have the record button here. So you could start the recording and then do whatever you have to do. If I want to search for blue shoes, and then I tap enter, and then I wait, and then I stop. Now the flow has been recorded. So if I save it, and I'm just going to add a waiting time. So this is our recorder. It works okay for, sorry, I put the wrong weight. Let's put a static weight, this one, just for us to see the results. 5 seconds. So now I can run this project and it should replicate my my Google search. So now I'm hands off and it's doing that search, that clicking, and so that's the recorder. Our recorder, like I was trying to say, they work okay with simple flows. And if you don't want to go and find the selectors manually, it will just record your steps and choose some selectors. But then when it chooses the selectors, for example here, it's choosing a selector that sometimes is not so resilient. So that's the weakness of this approach for now. And we have the same weakness actually when we use our selector as well. Let me show you here. For example, if I just reload here and I create a new, if I want to create a new populate command, populate text field, and then I want to grab, if I click here and I go and I click this, it finds a CSS, but then it uses the class, and the class name is not very stable. So that's the easiness. It will work today. It will work maybe in 2 days or 3 days, but then at one point Google is going to change the class and then it will break. I think you're very familiar with this,
So fun.
Jackie. Yeah.
So fun.
So what we do now is that we try painfully to show people how to build resilient CSS locators, but then it requires that you go and you find something unique. Like here, it's text area, and I think if you use just this attribute, it should work. So if I do text area, there are 2 of them, but if I use this attribute that I put in rectangle brackets, then this will always work, and this is resilient. So that's what we try to do with the courses online, to teach people how to find CSS selectors, but we know that it's painful. For me, it was a big pain in the head. So what we have in plan right now, because you see that we are using local AI model. So because with the local AI model, we can actually send the whole source code to the local AI model, and then use a prompt saying, get me the most resilient CSS locator for the search input field. And then the AI will feed back to RTILA and will put here the right CSS locator or XPath. So that's what we are planning to do, and training our own AI model to find the most resilient XPath and CSS locators. And then we will add a small button here, use Llama 3 or use a local AI to find the best CSS locator. That's what we have in mind.
Awesome.
And there is one more thing I wanted to show you, if you still have time.
Yes.
So let's say this automation here, let's say this, let's do it with the vision model. So if I wanted now this automation, if I want to sell it to a client as a software, I can compile it into an executable file, which is very rare, I think, in the RPA industry. But there is a small modification to do. So I'm going to clone this project. I will clone it now. And now this one is going to be the version that I will use as a standalone software. So I'm going to rename it and call it standalone. And I could teach my client or show my client how to install the local AI. And then normally it should be the same local URL, so that they can use their local AI model with RTILA to do this stuff without having RTILA, actually with having your software. So I can go now, I will just change one small thing, is that because they will not have RTILA, they will not be able to come and feed the file path here. So I need to get from the user the file path. So what I will do is that I'm going to add a new command, which is an input command. So I will ask the user to input the local folder. So for example, here, this local folder where I have all my images, I'm not gonna enter it manually here. I will ask the user to enter it. So I'm gonna rename this just input. I'll call it input, this variable. And now inside the local file path, I will just call whatever the user will give me as a local file path. Okay, and then I save. And now if I run this command here for testing first, it's gonna ask me as if I was a user. It say I didn't put the message, I should put message, but here I can put my file path. And if I say okay, it will feed it to the flow. And you see it starts to work already. So the user just have to put the folder where the images are, and then it will kick off the local automation. This is going to be slow. Let's stop it. Okay, and now since that is ready, I'm going to just put a small instruction for our user. This is, Jackie, this is very basic. But soon we will also add some better user interface for our bots and for our standalone, so that you can create kind of a small visual interface for the final user to use the executable. But here I will just put, please paste the local, the image folder path. That's the instruction. I save. And then let's do something cute. We are going to the bot section, and we're going to create a new standalone bot. So the project is this one, standalone. And then here you can configure it. So you can call it Anima image to text, for example. Anima distributed bot, and powered by Anima. And also we can do some ASCII art online. Are you still seeing my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, sorry. Let's do image to ASCII art. Convert images. I'll find one of them. I need your logo. Is it Anima automation? Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If I take this.
Oh, I didn't know that it did that.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know that we had our logos online.
Yeah, let's see if let's try this one. So if
That makes sense. I have a business online. I should know that my logo's online.
Yeah, I think it is. Google scrubbed it from your. This one is not working. I'll try another generator. These free guys, they're free but full of ads. So let's
So
see
fun.
if would be okay. Voila, I got the ASCII
So cool.
to brand. So this is like old school, a bit badass Atari time. And I can go now when I do my bot here, and I will just put your ASCII and save. And now I have this bot, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to compile it into an executable file. So generate the bot file, and I'll put it in documents, and I will just make it in another. So one standalone Anima, and I will put it in there. Okay. So the bot is already compiled now. If I go to documents, and then here, sorry, I made a mistake. So we have two modes. We have two modes of compilation. We have the .bot file for those who want to have we have an interface that can load different bots, so the client can load different bots, or you can create a single file that will execute itself. So I'm going to create now the single file. That's what I wanted to show you. So now you see I have the executable for Windows, but if you do it on Mac, you will get the Mac file. So now I can give this to my client, and I can rename this executable file. Don't rename the unique reference ID here. It's needed by the bot, but I can call it Anima image to description. And now the client will open it like this. You see your branding? Sorry. So it has your branding, and then with the keyboard, they just click start the bot. Sorry. I click start the bot. Now it launches my local interface. It asks the client for the local path. And the local path, I forgot it, but it was this one. This is the local path with my images. So now as a user, I haven't seen RTILA, right? I only saw your executable software, and now the automation is going to work locally as an executable file. All right, this was what I wanted to show you, that you can create, and then you can also license these. You can add a license check. We have Honoré developed a command to have a license, either a subscription or one-time fee. It checks the server to see if the client license key is still valid. If it's valid, it will run the bot. If not, it will give them a message that they need to renew the license.
So let's say I create a user interface and want to trigger this bot by a button that's in my user interface. Is that possible?
Yes, we have, you can use some command lines to trigger a bot and even pass some variables to the bot. We have a section for that, and we can help you with the first ones. So I'll show you here. RTILA.
This could be offered through the CRM too.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, you know, like this, and we wouldn't even need to go through the marketplace.
Yes, you can distribute it on your own. So you have here.
Yeah, think about that, Jackie.
Yeah.
So this is where you can use command lines to launch any local bot, and then you can pass variables to that local executable file. You need to create an argument, what we call an argument variable that will receive that, and then you can pass your variables data when you launch the bot file. So it's not yet super streamlined, and it still requires a little bit of programming knowledge, but eventually we will also have, we are revamping our API and our integration with Zapier. And then we created a whole bunch of commands for interacting with the local desktop folders, files, you know, to load a file, to read a file, to rename it, to delete it, to move it into another folder, so that you can play around with local files, RTILA, and then the APIs and Make and Zapier, so that RTILA can become part of your more complex flow.
Okay.
So
yeah, if I can just
yes.
be updated on this, and I'm going to be trying that use case this weekend and send over a screen recording of what I'm doing in case I need help. And I'll try to figure out that button thing, Ian. I don't know why I almost called you Ian. Ian.
But you wouldn't be the first.
I'm just tired. I need a walk.
And you've been burning the candle at both ends.
I don't know what that means.
Well, you know how you burn a candle normally at one end?
Yes.
If you burn the candle at both ends, it goes faster.
Yes, I am tired. It's because I have last 2 days. It's been as soon as I wake up, back-to-back meetings until about this time.
Wow.
I don't know why.
And this is
Like,
all
I don't know
about,
why.
this is all for automation work?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's excellent.
yeah, it's been fun. I've gotten a couple great partnerships. It's just connecting all these partners and getting everyone on the same page and just so many things. It's so fun, but it's been good.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we can contribute to all this and learn from
You
you,
will.
because
And now you'll be able to create a bot for yourself.
Yes, I need to do
Yourself.
that.
yes.
So when I was showing this to some of my friends in the industry,
Mm-hmm.
the idea is great. and everyone likes the concept and they want to use it, but some of them are not coders. So
Yeah.
do you have a timeline on when the user interface will be a little bit different?
I think it will take us a couple of months, but just like to set the expectations right, we tried different things, and we believe that maybe we want to position RTILA as a B2B software,
Okay.
because we have so much powerful and granular commands, and you will always have, there is a bit of knowledge to have to really exploit 80%, 90% of the software. And what we experience is that if for example, some users, they can very quickly do something on Zapier, and when they try RTILA, they will feel stuck, because it's almost like RTILA will do what Zapier cannot do. So it will be necessarily more complicated. And it's because we can't do it in Make or Zapier that usually you bring RTILA in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we will improve. I would say hopefully we can make it twice better, twice easier, with some contextualized help and guidance, and then we only show what the user needs to see and configure, and then link the commands. So there will be an improvement there. And hopefully once we have the local AI model that can figure out the CSS locator, that will make the tool much easier for non-technical users.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have any other questions. I just want to play with it more.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll get back to you most likely tomorrow, because I'll be working on it tonight. And
Yeah, we're here, and with Honoré, we can try to do something and unlock for you. Honoré, you've been a bit quiet, but anything you want to add that I may have missed?
Yeah, I can add something. How RTILA is a very excellent tool. It has access to client-side code and server-side code.
Oh,
That means
yes.
you can pretty much automate anything. You can bring up an idea and we can automate it because we have access to the file system, which some of the tools don't have access to because they're running from the browser, the client side, and they don't have access to the file system. So with RTILA, with server-side code, we can code anything that have access to your computer. We also have access to the browsers, so we can link all of those things to achieve something like bigger. Yeah, any idea you have,
Yeah.
just bring the idea and then we automate it.
And also, I think that's what we do also with Honoré, Jackie, and Jan. You may want a functionality that doesn't exist yet in RTILA, but the way we built RTILA is that we can use server-side like Node.js code to execute any local action, and then within 24 hours, 48 hours, we can create a functionality. And actually, we opened the command engine to third parties. So if you want to add a new feature, you could add it, code it in Node.js, code it in JavaScript, import it into RTILA, and then you have a new functionality in RTILA that comes from you that you can actually even resell. So let's say you want a command that takes the HTML code and removes removes all the classes, and you want it to be a command on itself. You could code it and then make it as a new command in our menu of commands. I don't know if you saw this before, but we removed it from the V7. Do you still see my screen?
no.
Yes, so sorry, I'll just show you that because do you do some coding, Jackie?
Yes.
You code in Python or?
Python mostly right now and some JSON.
Okay, excellent. So RTILA is built on JavaScript and Node.js. Is that correct, Honoré? That's the language we use for the commands, yeah?
Yeah.
So for example, you could create new commands, and it's not a big difference, I think, from Python. And you see here this custom section command. These are commands that we did recently with Honoré. and you could actually create a command and they will appear here for the community. So you see, we created a WordPress post command. You could put, I don't know, a LinkedIn command, a Shopify command that adds a product, and then they can come here.
There is also a custom command I recently pushed that uploads images to the WordPress site.
Oh, let's look at it. So WordPress, create WordPress post. Yeah, upload media to WordPress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this command, you just pushed it, and it's very fast to create a new command. You just put the website URL. Oh yeah, you use the
No, you
token.
can use token or you can use application password, and
Nice.
then you provide the local path.
Yeah.
And then it will upload the images to your WordPress site.
And how long it took you to create this command, Honore?
It's just 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2 days, then you uploaded a new feature that we didn't have 2 days ago in RTILA.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. Thank you. Okay, so I think that's all for now on my side at least.
Yeah, I'm thinking a lot. This is awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome, and definitely you know you will hit some walls, and we hit some walls, and then we will break them, and then we'll go,
Okay.
and tomorrow we will be better.
I'll knock on your wall in case that happens.
No problem. Please do.
I'll get a hammer drill.
Okay. So
Please
I'll
do.
follow up tomorrow with the list that I created from the last time I was playing, and then I'll update it with what I'm playing with today.
Okay.
And then if I need help, I'll let you know.
Sure. Excellent.
Okay.
Jan,
Thank you, guys.
pleasure. And Jan, anything?
No.
Any idea, please? Any challenge?
Well, I'm just, like this is fairly new territory for me, but I'm really glad I was able to have to watch and see what actually happens on the code level, and it's not even really necessarily code, but just on the programming level, because this is the direction that I'm going to start going with the CRM and working with Jackie, and to get a better understanding of the granular level of what we're talking, like what Jackie does and what you do, is going to be really very helpful for me to move forward and identify opportunities for clients and or making connections.
It's excellent, and you remind me of one point. Is Honoré, how many templates or commands you guys built for Go High Level with Zach?
I think it's more than 10 templates.
More than 10. So I think soon we're gonna release about 10 automation templates for Go High Level to do some stuff that is not yet available in Go High Level to like, without waiting for updates from Go High Level.
Well, that's just the thing, right? Because every time you turn around with Go High Level, there's a limitation.
Yes, it does so many things. So of course it will come with so many little things missing.
Well, that's just it, right? Because I'm looking forward to see what comes out at the summit, and because last year on one day they announced 278 feature upgrades.
Whoa. They have
Did you see
army
that?
of developers? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they do. Did you see that, Jackie, when that happened?
Oh, I did. Yeah, that was
It was
interesting.
like, holy crap. And they were not small feature upgrades. They were like probably about 50% of them were major feature upgrades to the platform. So I'm anticipating the same thing next month when they do the, or it's this month when they do the summit, and just don't do too much right now, because
It's gonna change.
it's probably, there's so many that they're gonna be announcing at the summit that you might be building something now that they already have an answer for.
No, definitely, and sometimes also we know that automations have a short life, and then you can just reconfigure them for the next thing that will be available or missing in the next update.
Yeah.
This is what
But
we
I would
noticed.
love to get an overview of what you've done with Zach,
Yes,
because I'd
yes, we
like.
can do a session. I think Honoré, it's almost ready. Maybe we can do a dedicated session to Go High Level and then list all these templates on the marketplace.
Yeah.
But we're
Yes.
doing more and more for Go High Level.
That's great. And you'll be doing probably more for high level with what Jackie and I are looking for too.
Excellent. I'm looking
Because
forward to it.
that's one of in fact that's the main glue between what Jackie's doing and what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be playing with this weekend for the event stuff that I was talking about, because we need to connect a couple systems to make it possible.
But this is fantastic. I can't like it's I'm gonna have to thank Zach for this, because this is amazing.
No, it's cool. And also Zach was behind the push for Go High Level, so I think he would be very happy that they can serve the community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. I do have to get to my next and last call of the day. Hope you all have a wonderful day.
Jackie, you got
Yes.
time tomorrow to talk?
Yeah, I can call you after this next call.
Oh, okay, sure.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
All right. See you, everybody.
Looking forward for the next
Thank you so much.
encounter.
Thank you so much, Mohammed and Honoré.
Pleasure,
All right.
pleasure.
See you. Thank you.
Bye,
All right.
Yann.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jackie. Bye, Honoré.
Bye. Bye.